Yo.
We're talking about RIT tips and tricks.
Woohoo.
Just a little overview. This is what we're going to cover. Academics, social, and professional.
Yeah. Okay. We ball. Surviving RIT academically. You go.
Okay. Me personally, I love Notion. I stole the other ones from just like people who say that they're good. I've never used those.
I use Google Calendar, and it's specifically because all of the clubs I'm a part of uses Google Calendar, so it's way easier for me to put all of my stuff in Google Calendar.
I actually just love having like 5 to-do lists for each thing and 2 calendars and stuff. So, I mean, just suit yourself. So yeah, just make sure that whatever you choose to do, it's like, it works for you. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that. Just like stay on top of your stuff in any way you can. Rate My Professors is really good. I feel like everyone's heard of that website. So yeah, go on there when you get to start choosing your classes and look at the professors. But take it with a grain of salt, because like some people go on there and rage after they don't do well in the class.
Or some people flood their Rate My Professor with good reviews. So what you can count on, the wisdom of RITSEC upperclassmen. Me right here, I got some wisdom. Her right there, she got very wise. Ran on the campaign of so wise.
So wise.
So wise. Yeah, just ask like upperclassmen. Be like, hey, was this class good? And then they can be like, no, it was bad because there were a lot of assignments and attendance was mandatory. Or they could be like, oh, the class was good because like attendance was mandatory and I like attendance. Like you can get an opinion from like multiple different people, and you can find like an upperclassman who's a very similar learning style than you. And they can like yap about, I like this professor because of this. And you'd be like, oh, no way, go to with the sauce, I'm gonna sign up.
Exactly. And then I don't remember the exact URL. Is it just like schedulemaker.csh?
Yeah, something like that. Rachel, do you know?
Thanks, Rachel. Schedulemaker.csh.rit.edu.
Yeah, this is just like when you decide to like sign up and make your schedule. You first years will do that for the first time at the end of the semester. It's really fun and kind of intimidating because you're like, oh, there are 8 math classes I can be in, and why are 4 of them at 8 a.m.? Yeah, Google Sheets is not the way to go for that. That's just like so weird.
That's good for like a long-term plan.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
And then I don't know if that's just like a random website if you search up like Schedule Maker, if you really don't want to use the other ones.
Also, like Tiger Center will give you like a really good view of your schedule, like in like a block calendar form, rather than like the strange SIS view that they really give you. So definitely recommend that. And we don't recommend skipping classes. Please don't skip class. It's not good.
Unless it's for the education. No, I'm just kidding. Not even for the meeting.
Unless it's for RITSEC. No, I went to class, so you should too. I can't talk about the caffeine one, dog. I drink way too much caffeine. Limit your caffeine intake. I drink 1 cup of coffee a day. It's way better than what it used to be. Don't talk to me in like November though, because it's gonna change. Just don't do excessive amounts of caffeine. Don't spend your dining dollars only on caffeine. My freshman year, I drank like 4 coffees a day and was like, yeah, I had dinner. I had an Americano. And then I ran out of dining dollars so fast. So please don't do that.
I don't know. I don't drink coffee. I do sleep. I like to sleep a lot. Set a bedtime. That's real. Yeah, get sleep. That's a good tip. People talk about the power tower schedule. I mean, I'm not gonna say don't do it, but like, because I'm doing it, but like consider very deeply if you want to be in class for like 8 hours straight.
But then you have no class. Oh, that's so loud. But then you have no class on the other days.
It depends on you. So yeah.
I like having a moderate amount of class. I actually only have 3 in-person classes this semester, so like I can't really yap. Oh, Kip wants to speak.
Possible power tower workflow Drink caffeine on your power tower days, and then don't drink caffeine on your regular days. I'm figuring that out right now, and it's kind of working.
Thank you.
Thank you for your wise upperclassman wisdom.
So yeah, just give yourself time to chill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then if you are struggling, there's the GCCIS Tutoring Center.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one was good for like GCIS 123, 124, 127.
I think we talk about that on another. Oh, there's the ask for help. Never mind. This is that slide. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's like the writing center in the library. I'm not really familiar with these.
I can talk about them. Hey guys, I'm a TA for CSEC 140. Dan LaChance, if he's here, he's a TA for CSEC 140. A lot of the people in this club are TAs, or at least have taken the class and did well enough to be here now. So you can ask them for help. We have the tutoring center, GCCIS tutoring. They're pretty cool. They have some tutoring hours. They're also open on weekends for you first years or maybe transfer students who are taking like CS APX, GCIS 123, 124, CS1, CS2. They're very helpful there. I will say there are some tutors that are really good and some tutors that will help you and fix your problem but not explain why you had that problem. Personally, I like knowing why my coding is bad instead of just having somebody fix it for me, and then I just continue to be a bad programmer. So you'll kind of like figure out what kind of tutors like fit your learning style. And office hours, TAs have office hours, professors have office hours. Go to them if you need help. Ask upperclassmen if you need help or if you're struggling with something and you're like, CSEC 140 is really hard and there's so many videos I have to watch. Ask somebody who TAs, like me or Dan. Or like, I don't know, second years, you're taking like 201 and 202 and like C and like assembly and like reversing and stuff. Just come and ask other people who have taken that class because those are mandatory classes. There's also a math and natural science tutoring center in Gosnell you can go to. That one's pretty chill. They're very helpful with calculus. Not so helpful with differential equations, but very helpful with calculus. You don't have to take DiffyQ, so that's good. Pace yourself for burnout. We skipped that one. Maybe eBoard isn't the best people to talk about pacing yourselves, but you can say no to things. If somebody's like, hey, make a red team tool, and hey, do the CTF this weekend, and hey, be on black team, and hey, do this, and hey, do this. You can say no if you're way too busy. And you should say no if it's affecting your sleep schedule. You don't always have to do everything. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Good.
Wow. Surviving RIT socially. Sorry, you can say it.
No, you do it like better. It's okay. I don't know. I've never had a garbage plate.
I don't like garbage plates. I don't like my food touching.
I mean, Will talked about food for like 30 minutes, so we're good on this. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, okay, not on this list. Mediterranean Kebab House. I don't know if Will talked about that. Did you? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep it on a down low, I guess, because of Maxim. Okay, never mind, guys. Sorry, super secret food. I definitely didn't say a word. Should I talk about this?
I don't know.
I'll talk about the sports one.
Sure. Clubs. Guys, RITSEC is a club. But it doesn't have to be your only club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You're
good.
in CCDC.
Oh, CCD is not a club, though.
It's like, it's
Okay.
not a sport.
Find groups of people who you have things in common with. Or new things, too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just do things with other people, and you'll meet people and do things.
RIT also it's really easy to like make a club at RIT. You and I think like 5 friends can make a club. That's all you need. 7 friends. You and 7 friends can make a club. Yes, Kip? Oh, and a faculty advisor. But I think Liz Martin, the academic advisor, is like the faculty advisor for like 8 clubs. It's actually really funny. She's amazing. If you have her as your advisor, that's great. If you have Rachel as your advisor, that's great. I don't know any other advisors. For sports, fun, cool. Go outside, have fun, play a little game with your friends. Play inside. What is it called? What are games, video game sports called?
Esports.
Esports. That's what it is. Guys, I've never played Minecraft. I don't know any sport ever that's online. I was like, what is it called? Intramurals. I'm gonna be real. You guys can join the soccer team, but every other team is full. But if you want to join the soccer team, you totally can. Volleyball, we have a volleyball and a soccer role, the volleyballer role and the soccer, not football role. You can join and then come to practices if people open. We also support climbing. Kip posts climb time all the time. A Red Bar membership for the entire semester is $40. And if you need shoes, then it's also shoe rentals every time. But other than that, it's pretty chill and cool. And so fun, says Kip. Social events.
They have them. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, there's like the college activities board. I don't know if that's like the main one, but they have like those fancy posters around, and they have events that are cool. Yeah, campus groups. I hate campus groups, but it's kind of the only place to find stuff.
True. Campus groups is kind of, it's kind of dog, but they do have a lot of movie nights. They have a lot of like concerts and like events. You can go to like the concert jazz band, the jazz band concert. I think that's what it's called. That's what I think Maxim's a part of. So everybody should go there. And we have a bunch of like orchestra. There's Maxim. We have a bunch of like orchestra stuff too that we have. Yep. That's Leah and Lily, I think. Yeah, an orchestra. Go and support your fellow members. RITSEC social events, Letchworth, the barbecue, mentorship social. Super cool. The deaf community. Lucas, do you want to talk about it? Go to No Voice Zone. You guys are in dorms. Go to No Voice Zone. They're so great.
Yeah, like Kasey said, if you live in dorm, it's literally right across. It's at STC. If you, Commons is. There's a lot of deaf community. There's NTID. You're gonna be I'm sure you'll interact with a deaf or hard of hearing peer. Anytime, more than one, for sure.
You're interacting with this one.
Oh yeah, you're interacting with me, by the way, because I'm very deaf. So that's +1 already for you guys. Really, this is a good chance to start learning sign language here at RIT, because there's a lot of programs that do offer it. You can take classes at NTID that do get you started with sign language. It's that professor, all of they're fluent, so it's really awesome. Take advantage of this. It's really nice to have like a ASL skill, so you can communicate with more people. Thank you.
I will say, as a person who has learned I've learned what I would count as a lot of sign language, but definitely not enough to communicate properly. I always feel bad because I want to be able to talk to somebody in like a way that it's not me typing on my phone or speaking into like a microphone for them to like read and understand. And it's just really nice to be able to communicate with people through ASL. And a lot of alumni say that like one of the things they do regret is like not learning ASL while they had the chance and like being so immersed in it, because there's a lot of opportunities to learn here at RIT. Woohoo!
Surviving RIT professionally. Okay, so when you apply to jobs, you have to give them your resume, and it has to look really good. No, it doesn't have to look good. It has to have good stuff in it.
It has to kind of be pleasant to look at.
Okay, fine. So yeah, like, I mean, if you have the energy for this, like, look at the job posting and, you know, put the keywords from it in your resume, because that's good. And you can, like, tailor it. Or if you have, like, different interests, like, I know CS majors who have, like, a CS resume and a cybersecurity resume. Yeah, like, depending on, like, what projects they want to show off or whatever it is. Tools for making a resume. Gredle, I've never used it. I think some people use it, and it's good because it just, like, fills stuff. It, like, formats it for you. You just put stuff in, and it just works. Overleaf, that one's hard.
I've used Overleaf.
Yeah, I made mine in Overleaf now. It's good. It's good. Microsoft Word, I mean, that's like the...
Or Google Docs. You can use either one of those. Just if like you're like just getting started. They have a lot of like base templates. We'll do like WESIS has resume workshops. We'll do like a career fair week where we do like a bunch of stuff. We have a resume review channel in the Discord. Yes, Drew Young.
Don't use Credit. It's shutting down December 2024. That is really sad.
Womp womp.
Okay.
Yeah. Resume review channel. There's one in the Discord, and there's like a submission box via like an ops service. I wasn't there for that presentation because I was in class. Like you can like submit it through there, and then people can go through and like review your resume. If you're going to review someone's resume, constructive feedback is the best type of feedback and the only feedback that should be warranted through a club member resume review. Do not be mean. Yeah, that's just it. Just don't be mean. Not that anybody's done that, but I feel like I just need to like PSA and be like, don't do that.
Yeah. If you don't want to post it for everyone to see, send it to me. Trust. I can
Have fun.
read it. LinkedIn. If you don't have one, make one.
Apparently when people like search up your LinkedIn, the first thing they see is like your like name and school, and then also the like post that you've made. So you can try to post to like when you do a competition, like, hey, I'm so happy that I got to participate at RITSEC 2024 IRSEC competition as a blue teamer, blah, blah, blah. And there you go. I just wrote half the post for you. And like, that's like very popular and they can see what you did. I'm really bad at LinkedIn, so I don't post anything, but I just talk to people and get hired, I guess. But don't be like me. I swear. It's so bad. Yeah, post when possible. See, have a semi-professional picture. They actually do free headshots on campus. It's through like campus groups. You can sign up for them. So definitely go and do that. Sometimes we have them. We have them once. And then list all your experiences. You want to be cool? Just list everything that you've done. Not actually, but anything that's like applicable. Like a lot of you maybe first years like making your resume. You can put like soft skills on there. I had that like I was an orientation leader. And that, like, I was a TA for a class, and that was, like, really helpful. I got hired, so it worked. Yeah, soft skills are great. Definitely add your technical skills. It's really important. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I black teamed for ISTS, and then when RITSEC, like, the RITSEC LinkedIn account posted, I, like, reposted it, and I was like, oh, my God, yay, it was so fun. And it was really cringe. I cringed at myself for writing that. But it's on there. People know I did it, so, you know, yeah. Even if it's a little cringe, it's okay.
You should put on your LinkedIn that you're part of RITSEC. Real big. Cool.
This is an example.
This picture, that's Anthony.
This is how you get hired.
Yeah. This actually is like unironically followed by like thousands of people. Because of a CTF challenge that existed. Everybody thought that they just had to like connect with it. So it just like this account just has so many fans. It's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's as common, but you can message people on LinkedIn randomly. Or I guess if you go to a conference or something and then you connect with like a recruiter or someone at a table, and then after that be like, hey, it was nice meeting you today. We talked about XYZ. Yeah. And then whatever else.
Yeah, that's really like common. People will be like, oh, can I get your LinkedIn? And then you'll give it to them and then they'll be like, okay, I work here. Also, like, there's something called like, it's not actually, but like the RIT mafia, because so many people in industry are from RIT. Like a lot of companies just have a lot of RIT people there. So if you're looking at a company and you're like, oh, there's like 4 people from RIT that went there, you can message them and be like, hey, I'm a cybersecurity student at RIT, or I'm a CS student at RIT, or whatever your major is at RIT, and I'm really interested in this job. Can you like give me some advice on the interview process? And they're very, very nice. A lot of the RITSEC alum in the Discord like post job postings, or they're in there to like answer and ask questions too. So you can definitely like interact with them too. Conferences, very helpful, very fun, very cool. Career fairs, there's RIT career fair, but the night before RITSEC career fair eve, in this room, the night before the career fair, our sponsors here to hire you guys. I think, yeah. I mean, I was hired there, so that's cool. We have like 4 people coming, tentatively. Tentatively 4 sponsors, and then you just come in. And we'll have snacks, and you'll go up and talk to them in person, and then they get to see your face, and they be like, oh my goodness, you were such a smooth talker at my table. I'm gonna collect your resume and be like, okay, you can come and send out like an interview with you. Super fun and cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Like the whole point is that you're getting there before the whole RIT student population. This year it's September 24th. And yeah, you get like, again, you're more memorable because it's like way less people crowding them, and they're not standing there for like however long the actual career fair is, and they're all tired and it's loud in the field house.
Yeah.
And all that. And yeah, and you can also just use it as practice for the real career fair.
It's also at night, so it's not during classes. Well, it's like, I think it's like 6 to 9, so it might be during some of your classes, but it's definitely less likely to be during your class on a Tuesday than the 10 to 4 slot on a Wednesday. And then personal recommendations and referrals. Just like we have a lot of networking events with alumni, talk to them, and like you talk about your interests. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I met this alumni at this alumni event that I had, and they like offered me a job, and that happens a lot. Or just like, I know like some people get messages from like one of their old bosses or like somebody that they used to work with and be like, hey, this person says like they're like a part of the club. Do you think like they're a good student? Like, how are they? Do you think they'd be a good fit for the company? That also happens, which it's pretty cool when you become that person. Me. Personal projects.
So yeah, I think what this first bullet is saying is like, in CSEC 140, your final project, like some people put that on the resume, and it's good if you don't have anything, but at the same time, a lot of people are doing that project. So it's gonna be, very similar to other people. So you should do your own things. For example, mentorship groups. They make projects. You guys should sign up for mentorship. Cause yeah, I mean, you got someone helping you who knows what everything's about, and like they're putting aside time and different what is it called? Difficulty levels.
Yeah.
So it's good.
No joke. The first thing I get asked about on my resume is the mentorship group I was a part of freshman year. Anthony was the mentor of that group. Well, it was mostly math by the end of the year. But like the first thing, it's like, oh, reverse engineering and red team mentorship group. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was a part of that. And they're like, how was it? And then I just like yap about my time for like 5 minutes. And it's like almost a default, the first thing I get asked about, which is really, really sick and swag. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and if you do a cool project, you should submit it to Will Dandrade and present it, because then you can also like link it and be like, I talked about this to a bunch of people, and I have good public speaking skills.
Yeah. I know one time at reversing, I don't know if Sharad's here, but one time at reversing, they did like a red balloon like application thing or something. Chase did it, and a bunch of you guys did the red balloon application, and it was like a reversing challenge, right? Yeah. And like then they like moved on to the next step, and then they got sent like a little box to like actually do for the second part of like the application, which is really cool. So interest groups can also help you. Also like just like participating in things are good.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. Okay. This is just a copy of the previous year's presentation.
Except it says your names.
I don't
Okay.
know. Look.
This slide was like our old president and vice president, and like literally just like lies underneath. And this is still like the lies underneath Kenny. That was his name, or is his name? He's still alive. And like these were the lies about like how to get a co-op. And then I like tried to think of lies, and I couldn't think of anything that was funnier. So I have Lucas as a Koth stand. But getting a co-op, how would you recommend?
Getting a co-op was so I did have a hard time getting a co-op last year. What really helped me was going to RIT has a career fair, but NTID also has a career fair. What really helped me was going to both of those career fairs. I basically got a job because I went to NTID career fair. So if you're not deaf or hard of hearing, tough luck. I'm sorry. Yeah. Honestly, what really helps is trying all of these projects and making sure you're really interested to these employers. That's really helps a lot.
If you are a woman in cybersecurity or not man in cybersecurity, there are more opportunities. Yeah, like basically,
I don't know if there's more, but there's definitely like, I wouldn't say there's more. There's WESAS has their own like online like career fair and their own like job site you can apply through there. And then there's also like a lot of women on LinkedIn who outpost about like the women in cybersecurity community. I would say that it's not. Getting a co-op is definitely difficult, and you want to make sure that you have things that like apply and that you can like actually talk about. So if you're a part of something and you get like asked a question about it and you're not able to properly explain it, an interviewer is going to know. Like they're going to be aware that you don't know what you're talking about, or like if you like they ask you what DNS is and you're like, oh, I take a networking class, and they're like, what's DNS? And you're like, they're gonna know that you don't know that DNS is domain name service. So like
Kasey flexing that she knows what DNS is.
Yeah, I know what it is. Actually, there's like this funny story of an alumni being asked it, and then she forgot it during an interview, and then that was her first interview ever, and she didn't get hired because she said what DHCP was, and then she said and then that was it. I love her though; she's great. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that story, but. The point of this was like these had like really weird things, and you don't want to, and what you want to do is like apply to big companies like for like the opportunity, but also just like apply to things that you're interested in. I personally don't really want to work for a super big company. That's just my vibe. So I applied to smaller ones, and it was a lot easier for me to get a co-op. And I also applied to like 120 my freshman year and didn't get one. That's not as a discouragement. That's just, it's really hard as like a first year to sometimes get one, depending on the time. And like I also didn't know anything. But I was one of the first people last year to get a co-op as a second year. So it really just like depends on like how the flow goes and the job market. It's not that scary getting a co-op or not getting a co-op.
Yeah, sometimes it's just luck. So yeah, ready, step by step.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you lock in, you make a fire resume.
Mm-hmm.
Submit it to resume review, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to Career Fair Eve. You go to Career Fair. You talk to them. Then you start applying online, just like all the time. Just like so many applications.
LinkedIn jobs. Also, like track where you apply and like where you get an interview at and where you don't. That was really helpful for me. And then I got like rejections for this past summer, like in August. They were like, L3 Harris, I'm sorry, we do not accept your 2024 summer application. And I was like, oh, thanks, guys. I totally needed that co-op. It's already August. That's really funny. Surviving RIT, period.
Okay, so I'm from New Jersey. So the climate is not too different. But I'm also just cold all the time, no matter what. So, yeah, I just made sure I had a, warm jacket, like good winter shoes. Don't like wear flip-flops in the snow. I don't know. Common sense. Also, yeah, I thought I knew how to drive in the snow, and then I was driving to work, and I got in like a snow squall. I mean, I'm fine, but I didn't expect it. So, yeah, even if there's like a tiny bit of snow, it could be bad.
Yeah. And just like be like a defensive driver. A lot of people are driving in the snow for the first time at RIT. Crazy, but that does happen. And they have no idea how to drive, or they don't have a car that has like good like traction or like all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. So it's really like whenever like the snow hits, Rochester and like the whole like upstate New York area does a really good job of like clearing the roads and salting them, but you can't like defend against a foot of snow. So it's really like important that you're safe whenever if you do have a car driving or even like walking, like be mindful of like, oh, it's really, really cold. I can walk through like the tunnels of like RIT instead of like walking outside all the time. Be careful of black ice. That can happen. Don't fall. I fell my freshman year on my face. That was funny.
Yeah, if you're coming from dorms, you have to survive the walk to campus center.
Yeah.
Then you go inside, then you keep going through the shed, keep going. And then
you go through the tunnels.
Yeah, if you really want to. I got confused. I can't do that. I walk outside through Infinity Quad, and then I go back in the engineering building.
Yeah.
And then I make it to here. Now I don't have to do that, but
I drive here, so I tough it out for my car in the parking lot to me trudging along up until I can get into here, which is, they have like a door near the stairs that doesn't have a handle that's like 20, 30 feet closer than like the front door. And I'm like, just put a handle on it, please. Even if you like lock it after 8 p.m., just let me in. I'm so cold. Yeah, we have another surviving slide though. I added it. Survive part 2. No one dining halls close. That's very important. I did not, and I had sleep for dinner many of times. And it's not dinner, it's just starving. Adventure outside while it's nice, and touch the grass while it's here before everything dies. God's light does not reach RIT. Actually, somebody, it was Maddie, the WESA's president, recommended like vitamin D pills and how like they're like a lifesaver. It's really true. If you're from a place that's like normally really sunny or like you go outside a lot, vitamin D pills here, it's like, this is like the 5th cloudiest city in like the United States. And vitamin D deficiency is real and it can really affect your mood. So definitely like invest in those. Those are really, really chill and cool.
yes.
Any questions? Are you all prepared? Yeah?
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. I'm not like Maxim. I can't